Well, hello everyone. Thank you for joining us for this DISC profile. My name is Kevin Horn and I will be your host. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I want to cover some beginning of the broadcast, and that is to tell you a little bit about me. My name is Kevin Horn. I'm a life and career coach, and what I want to accomplish with this training today is to help you understand a little bit more about yourself and who to be. And if we can do that, that's really going to help and more about yourself and more about others and how to deal with. So without further ado, I'm going to go the origin of the DISC profile. Okay, so the DISC personality system was inspired and based on William Marston's book, The Emotions of Normal People. It was a great work that was influenced by Hippocrates and Carl Jung, among others. Dr. William leaves a vast legacy. He was a renowned lawyer and psychologist, invented and created the DISC model of personality, authored self-help books, and created the popular Wonder Woman comic series. He was a man ahead of his time in terms of his ideas, and he was born in Cliftondale, Massachusetts, law degree in 1918, and graduated from Harvard with a PhD in psychology in 2021. At American University in Washington, D.C., and traveled in California in 1929, where he spent as Director of Public Services. Marston, though well respected by the psychology, was often critical of their approach and set about developing tools that emphasized observable behavior and practical applications to everyday life. Those tools were developed to increase motivation, understanding of behavior. The Marston DISC model domain for many years now. Several publishers have developed universally based on it that are valid and reliable for you in the workplace. The DISC profile is for career planning, conflict resolution, personal and leadership development, executive coaching, and I also want to point out that the DISC is used as a training program to improve leadership effectiveness in the United States Air Force Academy. The United States Air Force Academy incorporated the use of the DISC and related materials into its leadership training program for cadets since 2003. The mission of the Academy is to protect character. It emphasizes three primary core values: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all. The aim of the training program is to raise leadership effectiveness by focusing on and improving organization, teamwork, skills, and personal influence. To this end, IML produced a team leadership package of training materials consisting of the introduction to behavior analysis. Today, we hear from them that they see improved morale, communication, and new energy gained by first understanding ourselves, then everyone around us. Let's talk about the DISC profile. The training called DISC Ninja. And DISC allows us to gain training, tools, and tricks to be a better communicator, resolve or prevent conflict, or more effective teams, motivate yourself, reduce your stress levels, and learn the keys to self-improvement. So what is DISC? DISC is observable behavior and can be a powerful predictor of future behavior. Really funny to understand and apply DISC in my own life, because this is true. You can, about someone is going to react to something. If you understand the DISC profile and you understand people's DISC letters, you can pretty well tell what you're going to have about something. DISC is a universally validated instrument for measuring behavioral tendencies. It provides a common language for talking about human behavior and provides a doorway to open. Let's go into some observable behavior. So we have people that are oriented toward other people more so. And then we have people that are task-oriented, if you will. So most people-oriented are going to care about what they feel and the emotions involved in. Task-oriented are going to focus on the task, concerned about emotion and what happens with what people. Then you have that are active, have people that are passive in their behavior. People that are active are action oriented, they get things done, they're always on the go. People that are passive, they may or may not want to enter into a conflict, so they may choose a more passive route when it comes to behavior. These are task driven and in their behavior. So D's are people of action, could care less about who doesn't like what, or if someone is feeling with it, a decision or a course of action, especially if they have made the decision. You know, personalities are in emotion. I people are action oriented as well. They are action oriented toward people. So if you can think about that, if someone with an I personality sees someone cry, struggling with emotion or something, I personality type is going to be active, the person feel better. They're going to try to counsel them, they're going to try to comfort them, and they're going on what's going on with Sue. They're going to be focused on the people aspect. S personality types are people that are also passive, likely to engage and act feelings. So they may be very concerned about someone, but they're going to kind of ponder and meditate better to the person rather than be up in their face asking them what's going on and how can they help them. You've got C personality type, who are passive in their behavior, so they're not likely to engage someone, but they're task oriented. They are going to be focused on how they can best accomplish a task. So let's take a 5-minute break and let you ponder your DISC letter and see which one you feel like you fit into. Well, the Disc Ninja knows that now you want to be a Disc Ninja. You want to know these four so that you can adjust your behavior to help work with others easier. Just as there are four elements, there are four elements: fire, air, earth, and water. So fire people are quick to anger, quick, and possess the ability to consume whatever stands in their way. These are your DP. Dominant. They can be described as direct, described as decisive. They are the D style. Air people. Air people are like the breeze. They blow in, they stir things up, like just as quickly disappear. You can almost hear the ninjas in the background now. Eyes, and interactive. They like interaction with people. Earth, solid, rugged, and reliable. They are unmoving. They're slow to change, to friends and family. People, you can steadfast, social, and secure. Water people seek balance and will act slowly and deliberately. Like still waters, there is much. Water people are the conscientious. They're correct. The D personality style, 80% of the population. The measures and solves problems and responds to challenges. They meet challenges head on. They work well under pressure. They're instinctive leaders. And their goal. One of the things that you can observe in the type is they're the people that meet a challenge kind of like a brick wall. They want to go right through it. They bowl over it, bowl through it. They don't care. They're going to meet a challenge, and the D personality type, they have a dominant fear of being taken advantage of. They view themselves as stronger than the environment, and they view the environment that they're in as hostile. My personality type, they're influencing, inspiring, and interactive. They make up 11%, and this really measures how a person attempts to influence and persuade others. Going and charismatic. They are very talkative. Describe them as the life of the party. They're enthusiastic and optimistic. They're very verbal and expressive. Their dominant fear is rejection. They view them stronger than the environment, and they're friendly. 69% of society are types. They're steady, they're stable, and they're secure. And the S metrics measure how actively a person will resist change and proceed at a measured pace. S types are diplomatic, they're peacemakers, they're easygoing and relaxed, they're practical, and also dependable. Their dominant fear is loss of security. They view themselves in the environment view their environment as friendly as well. C personality type make up 17% of society. They are compliant, they're correct, and they're conscientious. The C metrics measure how a person responds to the rules set by others. C's, they're analytical, they're idealistic, and they want everything done right. C's also attention, they're orderly and organized, and their dominant fear is criticism. They will shun criticism because they are critical of others, so they naturally apply that harsh criticism to themselves. C's view themselves as weaker than the environment. They also view the environment as hostile. C does is view the environment as hostile. Observe, where do you see DISC? Where do you see DISC? Dominant style. Are you a D? Are you an I? Are you an S? A C. Style. They are the fire people that are quick to anger, possess the ability to consume their way. Their strengths are decision-making, leadership, and determination. Their dislikes are indecision. They're decisive. Their motto could be the bottom line organized. Just give me the bottom line, will you? It's a high value on time. They challenge the status quo, innovative solvers, they're risk takers, and they're self. Now, dominant people also, even though they will tell you that they have no limitations and can pretty much overcome any obstacle, they do have limitations and are seen by others not the time. So their first limitation is they overstep their authority. They take way too much life. They make decisions that are not in their realm of or sphere of authority. So that's a problem with D's. D's can be argumentative. They will win an argument just because. Dislike the routine. They want to change it up a little bit. Something happens, so keep modifying and changing until they're after. These are, most of the time, they're focused only on them and their task and what they want to get done. And this isn't helpful in admitting being wrong. The I people, they're influencing. They're the air people. Air people are like the breeze. They blow in and they stir things up, and just like a whirlwind, they just as quickly disappear. The I style wants recognition. They want to be recognized for what they feel they're thinking. They want to have that influence that they crave. Strengths are they're persuading people into doing things, saying things, or people change their mind. They're great salesmen. Sharing enthusiasm, that is what selling is. Also, they're very entertaining people. Eyes in society Society, you can look at Jay Leno and Oprah. Those are iStyle folks, so they're very entertaining. Dislikes for eyes, those hate routines and complexity. These are things that eyes will shun. So no accounting and no factory work for eyes. They will drive them insane. Decision making. They love spontaneity. Their motto is now, influencing people. Strengths and limiter. For strengths, they are creative problem solvers. They're great encouragers and motivators. They have a positive sense of humor. They negotiate well. It's part of it, I guess. They're enthusiastic. They're persuasive. And they see the silver lining. Now, their limitations, they're more concerned with popularity. They're less concerned with results, which sometimes really get on a D personality style's nerves. Inattention to details, that's a problem. That's a limitation. They have a short attention span. They may be too demonstrative. Now, steady folks, people, they're solid and rugged and reliable. They're slow to change and to very obvious. The S style wants acceptance. Their strengths are people. They value teamwork, and they also have the ability to improve on things. Their dislikes are insensitivity and impatience. Imagine that S types and D types don't look much. In decision or conferring, and that's one of the things that I've noticed. My wife is an S, so when she has a decision, she likes to confer with her friends. She likes to ask me, "What do you think?" And then that's how S's make decisions. D's and I's like to decide for themselves. An S personality type's motto is like a good neighbor. Now, S's strengths and limitations. Strengths are they're reliable and dependable. They're loyal and devoted, listeners and peacemakers, practical and level-headed. They have as being very understanding and friendly. They're very hardworking, and they're team players. Now, the limitation types are they are very resistant to change. I am well aware of this. Being married to an S, they're slow to adjust. So when you change something up on them, it takes them a while. They're sensitive to confrontation. They have difficulty establishing priorities, difficulty making quick decisions because naturally they want to confer with others and they want to take their time and they're afraid of risk. That makes them very slow to do those things. Compliant people, C's, they want accuracy. They are the water people. Water people and will act slowly and deliberately. They like still waters. They keep hidden, so they won't reveal their emotion. Their strengths are they're planners, so they plan on set up systems, and they all can coordinate things and bring order so that more than one thing can happen at a time. Now, on dislikes, C's cannot stand disorganization, and they don't like impropriety. The up and up. You got to do it the right way. You got to be honest. They'll even expose their own mistakes, or if they got an advantage, they'll expose those advantages because they everything to be above board. In decision making, C's are methodical. They go through a method. They want to know what's happened in the past. So they look at trends. They look used to be. So they're very methodical. They'll want to follow best practices. C's mottos are, well, have it your way. Now, the compliant C types mutations. C's are anchored in no fantasy land with them. They're conscientious, even, and tempered. So, which is good. I's and D's in the mix. They're thorough. They gather and analyze information. They are creative thinkers. They have an ability to organize data. They're systematic and accurate. Now, on the limitations side, again, they don't want you to know that they have limitations. They're very critical of themselves and they're critical of others. So they won't want you to focus on these, but you need to know them. C's need to know what's expected. They can't get started without clearly what the result needs to be. So if you are looking for self-starters, wing it, make things up as they go along, don't get a C. They will be, well, wait a minute, what are we supposed to be doing? They're bound to procedures. Is this supposed to go? What did we do before? So creativity and innovation are not their strong suits. They get bogged down in the details. They prefer not to verbalize their feelings. They are critical of themselves and others. One thing I want to be of all four elements, letters. The D in the red, the I in the yellow, the S in the green, blue. A combination of all four letters. Some traits are positively expressed. Some traits are negatively expressed. So let's pause and think about that right now. Think about who you most relate to in quadrants, D, I, S, and C. And then think about some of your D traits. Think about some of your negative D traits. Think about some of your positive I traits, your positive S traits. And then think about your negative I traits, S traits, and your negative C traits. An evaluation real quick on yourself. So, the direct and aggressive D's expression. The direct, which saves times. It's very efficient. They tell you exactly what needs to happen. No wasting time here. No shooting the bull. Get to the point. That's a D. And then they're aggressive. They want to take action. They're not worried about things. They're not fearful. They'll make it up as they go along, and that's a positive expression of the D. Now, a negative expression of the D, not as D-ish, if you will. If you see a passive person, and if you see they're relaxed, then that means they probably don't have much D in them. Engaging the eyes, That's how you know. It's a positive expression to say, yep, this person is an I. They're very verbal and they're very engaging. Now, if you hear them, a person live and they're quiet, that is probably not an I. If they're quiet and reserved, that's a sure sign they're not. I will not be able to quit talking. Even when they're not talk, they just do it. They're just chatterbox. S's. When you have somebody on your team that cannot stand to do it a new way, to change something up, they're just resistant to change. Change this. We haven't done it that way before. You are talking to a classic S personality type. Kind of funny to watch. When you bring in a new way of doing things, the world starts falling apart. You will hear the protests. All of a sudden, they will be vocal. So when you see someone accept, which is more what an I personality type does, then you know that probably not an S. And then with C's, if you see someone falls to a T, if you see someone looking through and just scouring a rule book for that is how you know you have a C personality type. They will. Now, when you have somebody who ignores the rules, wants to make up the rules, wants to bend the rules, wants to keep the rules the same when they have been changed, then you know you're not dealing with a C personality type. So style intensity. D's. Look for the high D is domineering, they're demanding, they're daring, they're direct, they're adventuresome, they're decisive, they're self-assured, and self-reliant even. Now, these are high D traits. High D's for everyone else. They leap before they look, and they're quick to anger. Now, low D's, this is how you find a person with a low D score. They're unassuming, they're self-effacing, pragmatic, they're peaceful, they're quiet, they're unsure, and they're dependent. OD decides not to decide. Nope, I'm not going to make the decision. They look and don't leap. Nah, I'm not going to jump. I'm fine where I am. And they're slow. So the I types, they're verbal and engaging. So the style intense I is very gregarious. They're mixing it up with everybody. They're social butterflies. Politician type. They go around and talk to everybody. They're persuasive. They're like salesmen. They're influential. They're poised. They're charming. They're confident. And they're very convincing. And people, they're checking things out. So influence the next person. You can't get a word in edgewise. Social people, and they're quick to apologize. Eyes are quick to apologize. Eyes are discriminating. They're controlled. They're retiring. They're suspicious. They're aloof. They don't care. They're withdrawn. They're not saying anything. They're self-conscious. Sounds like a good C for you, doesn't it? And they're reticent. It's a low I. With a low I person, you can't get a word out of them. Come on, just say something. You prefer to be solitary as a I that wants to be social. And or apologize. The high S resists change. The S works well with others, and they're very compassionate people. Some of their style and they're enduring, they're predictable, they're complacent, they're deliberate, they're amiable, and they're stable. And let's not forget steady. The low S change. They would rather work, and they're indifferent. Take it or leave it. I don't care. Low S's are mobile, they're outgoing, they're eager, they're impetuous, restless, they're flexible, they're spontaneous, and they're active. Sounds like I's and D's to me. The C style. They need facts and data. They are perfectionists, and they're critical of self and others, but they're critical of self as well. It's almost painful to listen to a C talk about themselves. It's painful to listen to. You just wonder, how can someone be that hard on? And then you listen a little bit longer, and they'll be hard on the next person. They're like, oh, okay. C's are perfectionists. They're exacting. They're fact finders. They're tactful. They're systematic. They're conventional. They're analytical. And they're very inquisitive. A person with a low C score, all the details. Come on, get to the low C's are imprecise, careless even. Low C, forgiving of self and others. They say that. Low C's, low C people, the benefit of the doubt. This high C people, they do. High C's or low C's rather they're imprecise, they're independent, they're capricious, they're rebellious, they're unreliable, defiant, and rash. Sun Tzu, the writer of The Art of War, said, "Know yourself, know your enemy. 1,000 battles, 1,000 victories." Now let's take a 5-minute break, and we'll come back for the conclusion of this training. Okay. Learning the DISC profile can help you become a better communicator and conflict, build stronger, more effective teams, motivate yourself and others, reduce your stress levels to self-improvement. Let's talk about style, communicating with the three other styles. So when a D person is communicating with, here are some tips. Great for balancing your relationships. When talking with an I style person, take time to listen and compliment them. Don't ignore the social stuff. Very important. When a D is communicating well, make sure that you avoid pushing them. Be more approachable. Slow down. Give them time to process. Very important. When a D style, C style, give them the information more than you want to. So give more facts, more figures. Just keep giving them more details. Be questions. The I style, when communicating with it, communicate directly. You need to present facts. Make sure you avoid opinions and whatever ramble. The S style, when an I communicating with an S style, make sure and listen more. Take the time to get to know the S person. They want to know that you care about them. The I style, when communicating with a C person, you need to present facts and don't guess. Include as much detail as you possibly can. They want every last fact to make sure you did your math right. The S style, when communicating with a D, make sure that you communicate with confidence and respect. Agree when you can. An S person communicating with an I, be open to new ideas. Afraid to ask again. Be clear about the expectations. In other words, tell them what you want. Tell them about what you want and make sure that you understand that they get what you're going to do for them. If you're an S. An S person communicating with the C, you need to realize that you can probably expect doubts. Don't take it personally, though. They are doubting of themselves. And also be prepared to have discussions. When the C person is communicating with a D style, make sure that you present only relevant facts. Try to focus on solutions and not obstacles. See, the C person wants to point out all the faults and the gotchas and the where it's going to go wrong because they see all of looking for precision and they want to avoid tripping up over something stupid like that. We'll present all of the problems to them, but the D doesn't care about what's. The D cares about what's going to give them success. That's not focusing on the problem, but the solution. But if the D doesn't listen to the C person to understand the problem, you can't fix it to get to the solution. So both people are valuable. C person communicating with an I, sure that they're not expecting facts. Positive, and avoid overwhelming them with details. Now the S style, when communicating with them, as a communicate S. When you do that, be friendly. Try to build a relationship. Present facts, and allow for discussion. So in conflict resolution, for the S, the natural approach is accepting. Accepting. Now, when you're approaching them, here's an approach strategy for it. Ask them for help. Tell them, and don't push them. S's are people-oriented, remember? So tell them how you feel. But whatever you do, don't push them. They will bristle. Experience that quite a bit. Now, with the natural approach of the apologetic. So when you approach an I personality type, apologize too. Find something agreeable from there. That's finding common ground. Now, the natural approach for a D is aggressive. When you approach, your strategy needs to be respectful, resistance, and focus. The natural C personality types is I disagree with what you just said. Not together. Really argumentative. So approach them, make sure that you've done your homework, and provide them with data. Give them time to analyze the facts and data. And make sure that you focus on logic over emotion. Important. Now, as it relates to building strong teams, D's are natural developers. They love to develop things. They're the ones who wants to put a team together to get something done, and we're going to all step up 50%. And let's move this along. Come on. They're developers. So the benefit to the team that D's bring are they're organizers. They place a high value on time, innovative, and they challenge the status quo. For I's, as it comes to team building, is the I's benefit to the team is that they are negotiators. They negotiate well. They're creative problem solvers. They're motivational, and they keep things positive. Very important. S's, their natural approach are sustainers when it comes to team building. So the benefits to the team of S's are they're dependable and loyal. They're empathetic. They're hardworking, and they're natural peacemakers. E personality types. Their natural approach is refiner. They make everything better. They're continuous improvement managers, if you will. So their business is that They are very objective and factual. So they're not worried about whose idea this was or whose process it is or how long we've done something. They're objective. They're factual. Well, this thing that we've been doing for 25 years is we have to change. So they're objective. They're not mess or person. They just want to make. They're and steady. They're detail oriented, and they do a lot of information analysis. You got to have C's on your team, or you'll run out of money or run out of supply. You'll make a logistical error. Something will go wrong. Motivation. Very important to understand this. What motivates people? D's instinctively want to have. They respond to challenges and pressures. Put them in the frying pan. I instinctively want to have fun. They respond positively to praise and recognition. C's really want to have perfection. Can I get an C types? Order, perfection, everything put away with a nice little bow tied up on it. They respond positive data and quality. Best personalities want to have security. Instincts drive them to security. They respond positively to appreciation and teamwork. Let's look at personality and stress. Various stressors here: loss of control, taking orders, slow deliberation, no deliberation, no precise accuracy, speaking, and lack of details. So for D personality types, loss of control is a code red. What do you mean I don't get to call the shots? I have to listen to doesn't know what they're doing and can't do the job? Are you on a D? That is very high stress. Control. They don't care. I don't care. S's and C's, loss of control. This could be bad. This could be bad. Where near the nightmare it is for D. Now taking D's can't. They don't want to take orders. Now C's, as long as somebody's giving orders and someone is taking them, as long as this is orderly, I don't care. A C can take orders. Now S's and I's, they don't want to. Slow deliberation. D's and I's climb the walls when it takes forever to make a decision. S's and C's prefer to take their time. And I think it's funny that there is nobody has medium stress over slow deliberation. Now, no deliberation, meaning we're not going to take any time. That stresses S's and C's like crazy. What do you mean we don't get to think about it? What do you mean I can't ask somebody what they think? D's and I's? Yeah, that's the way they like it. let's just hurry up and make a decision. The D's they'll make one and they're gone. Want to be spontaneous, change it up 4 times, and then go off in a direction. Not being liked. This is the Achilles heel of the I personality type. S's and C's, take it or leave it. They're introverts. They don't care. D's, like, you're not, we're doing it my way. Kind of going to start off on that foot anyway. The quicker you figure out I'm in charge, the better. So they almost own by not being liked. Eyes. They have to be precisely. What do you mean I have to get every one of these math problems right? Are you kidding me? D's and S's, they're not worried about it. C's, oh, that doesn't stress me at all. Accuracy is. Public speaking. D's and S's do not want to do this. D's going to tell what they think and let everybody else live with it. So yeah, I'll talk to the people and tell them the way it's going to be. I's for public speaking. They want this. Now, lack of detail stresses out C's. They can't do what they do without details. S's, they can take it or leave details. They'll ask enough people. D's and I's, details. The devil's in the details, right? They don't care. They'll make it up as they go along. They'll give new details. Personal growth areas for D. Be attentive to team members' ideas. Be less controlling and domineering. Appreciative of opinions and feelings of others. Put more energy into personal relationships. Show support to members. Take time to explain the why. Be friendlier and more approachable. I've seen D's purposefully do these things, and it really changed the dynamics of the team. When D's follow these pieces of advice, it really does change things. If you're a D manager or a D leader of people, which if you're a D, you probably are, you might be a senior team member, you're already a D in your place, right? But hey, don't worry, you'll have their job. If you really want to grow, pay attention to these personal growth issues. Breaks your team. Be more results oriented. Nobody because you don't have anything to show for your ideas. Weigh pros and cons and be less. Take a little time to deliberate. You need to think about things. Exercise control over your words and actions. You should definitely think before you speak. And certain, I think the crime of passion came about because of an I personality type. On details and facts. You need to get better at math. Slow down your pace. Just because you can hop the bunny trail at warp speed doesn't mean everybody else can. And it certainly doesn't mean that they can keep up with you on every one of your squirrel trails. You know, the one you're going along a squirrel. Talk less. Consider and evaluate ideas from others. And concentrate on following through. Very important. S's. Be more open. Be more direct in your interaction. Focus on specific procedures. Deal with confrontation constructively. Develop more flexibility. Increase pace to accomplish goals. Initiative. And express your thoughts, opinions, and feelings. Quit being. C. Good is good enough. Less critical of others' ideas and methods, and accomplish goals. Strive to build relationships with others. Be more decisive. Increase your pace to accomplish goals. Focus less on facts and more on people. People before things, see. And take risks along with. If you've enjoyed this DISC profile training, I'm your host, Kevin Horn. I'd like to help you understand your DISC letter. I'd also like to help you understand the people in your lives and their DISC letters, and people in your family or wherever at church, and help you understand how to get along better with them. Self, your own letter, and then their letters, and then help you focus on applying these strategies to. I really believe in this training, and I was very excited to bring it to you today. If you would like to coach with me, you can at coach@josephsmantle.com. coach@josephsmantle.com. I can provide you with some DISC coaching and help you along the way. The price coaching for 1 hour is $297, $297, and that's definitely fair market value. That's what the DISC coaching is running now, and really that's probably less expensive than most people are offering the DISC coaching. But you can email me at coach@josephsmantle.com. Subject line, put DISC, and then tell me what you feel like your DISC letter is. We'll cover that, and then also find out the letters of your family, your boss, and your team members at work, and anybody else you want to talk DISC with, and just size them up. If you're having conflicts with these people, let's talk about these DISC letters and form strategies around these behaviors so that you can see positive change in your life. My name is Kevin Horn. It's been a pleasure in giving you this training, and shoot me some email questions if you like, and let's take some questions in the chat box, and we will do our best to respond to these.